Hey everybody, welcome to my show. So, recently I was having a phone conversation with my daughter, and she has my granddaughter and my grandson, but my granddaughter has a biological dad, a different dad that lives a few hours away, and, you know, the baby visits him, you know. And, anyway, my granddaughter's about 4, so my daughter gets this sort of disturbing text from my granddaughter's dad, where he's not happy and very upset that he found out that my granddaughter calls her stepdad dad. And you know, that's so selfish and immature on his part. And I don't dislike the guy, but I had a feeling that the way he was raised, I don't think he's read any books on parenting, you know. And I've heard different opinions about this. In one of my relationships, there was a little boy who was maybe 4 or 5 and started calling me dad. And a lot of my friends would say, man, you're crazy for letting that kid call you dad. You're not his dad, blah, 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 blah. But at the time, he was living with me for about 5 years. So he was a little boy. He needs a dad. Jesus Christ. People are so fucking selfish and shitty to little kids, man. A little kid needs a dad. He wanted to call. I never told him to, and I didn't tell him not to. But this case of calling up the biological mom who's married with kids from another man and has moved on with her life, you know, you got to share custody, which is fucked, no matter what. But anyway, calling and complaining that your 4-year-old daughter is calling her stepdad dad is immature and, you know, I don't know, selfish, thoughtless. Little kids need a dad, and that stepdad is a wonderful guy and puts a lot of effort into that kid and has been paying for that kid. The reason that your daughter doesn't live with you anymore is because you're fucking up. And your relationship didn't work out. You were busy drinking beer and doing snuff and stuff like that. You didn't have money for diapers and stuff. Where meanwhile, dad, is providing all of that. You didn't change any diapers, bro. You disappeared for a while. Okay, so you got your shit together now. That's good. You know, that is good. But bro, grow up. It's good for your daughter to have a dad. And you know, she brought that up to him, that he's been gone, he's out of her life, he doesn't, you know, he never talks to her, he gets her on Christmas, that kind of thing, and he started making excuses how it's so far away and all that. And then the reason I even want to tell you this story is I'm just processing my own history. When I divorced my daughter's mother, it was off and on for a long time there, man, and it was frickin' hell. And I remember being held hostage. It's amazing how a woman can just detonate a man's life. Complete control over you. I had to pay child support even when I was on unemployment, you know what I mean? Or I'd be threatened to thrown into jail. But I was separated quite a bit off and on between my daughter, both physically and psychologically, with her mom's crap. But my daughter brought it up to my granddaughter's father and said, you know, my dad was separated, but I have 2 full shoe boxes full of cards and letters from my dad, which was me, right? And then I felt good. It was like, I wiped my forehead like, whoosh. All right, I covered my bases. Don't forget to send cards and letters, especially to your children. You know, probably due to damaged brain cells. I don't remember a lot of stuff. You know, people say I'm really smart, and I think I'm smart as fuck. Most of the time, the average person that I talk to is dumber than me, which is cool. I tolerate it. I like people. But I do, and I think it's probably from being abused. I can selectively, completely forget stuff, which is one of the reasons why I can sleep at night. It's not that I have a clear conscience. I've just managed to medicate away most of my short-term memory about all my traumas so that I'm not trembling and shaking. I had a friend of mine that I hadn't seen in like 20 years, and we sat down and started talking. We went fishing, actually. And when we were talking, he was like, yeah, I was surprised you hadn't killed somebody or shot yourself. I was like, what? I guess I was kind of a basket case when he had last seen me. Somehow, through God's grace and amazing luck and coincidence, I'm here. But I will tell you that it took a lot of work to write those letters, and I wrote my daughter just on a whim. Every time I think about it, I would write a letter and stage it. You know, I'd get it ready to mail out, you know. Birthday cards, little things that I thought were cute, and just little smiley face letters, and just, you know, whatever I could do. And it's amazing how much, apparently, because once again, I was saying earlier, I've basically forgotten about doing all that. She still has them, and it means something to my daughter. You know, and I'm just overjoyed that it does. You know, as a dad, hearing that just warmed my heart. And, you know, I have current little pictures of my granddaughter, and there's a new one I got. It's her first school picture. And I just love that little girl so much. Oh, my God. It's funny. I just love her. I just love my granddaughter. And when I see her picture on the fridge, it makes me sad because we live far away, and, you know, I got to fly on a plane to go see him. And see, those are excuses. So once again, I'm also in the package mode. I send candy, and one of the things I like to send my granddaughter, which she just loves, is I send her a little mini pizza package. I get them at the dollar store, and they're delicious. I just love those dollar store pizzas. Little personal pizza, $1, right? Get 2 of them. $1 pizza sauce, $1 pepperoni. The only thing that Mom has to supply is the cheese. And apparently, my little teeny granddaughter can eat 2 of those. And she just gets such delight when those come in the mail. And, of course, the dollar store is right next to the Federal Express store. So, you know, I can pop in, go inside, make my package, and mail it. So maybe, just maybe someday, if I can live long enough, I can fill up another shoebox full of cards to another little girl that I love. Probably more than I loved the first one. But don't hold back your love from your kids. Nothing destroys a person's soul more than unrequited love or the lack of affection. Are you affectionate to your children? Are you affectionate to your spouse? Are you sure? Are you sure you're not just in cruise control, in cruise mode? Maybe take the time to appreciate what you have and give the person closest to you a big kiss and a hug. I'll see you guys next time.
If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. It's a problem. It's not my fault. It's biological. It's not biological. You're a pig. I can't help it. I've got a lot of excess mucus. It's an excuse. I don't care. You can't keep leaving your snot rags piling up in the bathroom. It's too much. Oh, I got sinuses. I'm allergic to cats. It's not my fault. Listen, you wipe your ass with this. Why don't you flush it? It's not my fault. It's biological. It's not biological. I got a cold. You're a pig. Why do you gotta let it build into a mouth? It's not my fault. In a trash can every time. What's wrong with you? I'm allergic to cats. It's a snot rag. It's disgusting. Listen, why don't you flush it? Just flush it. Jesus Christ, Paul. I got a cold. I got sinuses. I'm allergic to cats. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's biological. It's not biological.